from the
You got
beginning,
you
from the
got to
top down.
turn it off. You just got to turn it off and on again. You know how
Yeah.
it is. But we're here. We're live. We've got Alex in the chat. We're back again with the Waterdeep time heist. With Heimdall and Barnaby. I actually, because it's been so long, it had been since May since we last played. I went back and checked the old video just to see what
Mm-hmm.
you guys got up to last time because I had forgotten. And I know Steve and I talked about that he'd also, despite his excellent note taking in his brain, had also forgotten where we're up to.
Yep. I have literally no idea either. So yeah, a quick rundown, recap would be great.
Yeah. So previously on Fancy Lads,
Oh, fancy lads.
we the lads were on the trail of an automaton that had caused a big fireball outside their tavern, and they'd found an automaton that had helped sort of build a child of it, and using the nimble right tracker, they've got a little child robot friend, a mute robot friend. I think they ended up taking back to their hideout. But they also were looking for the other one that had escaped the scene of the crime. They were unable to find that one, but what they did do was go to the fancier parts of town and staked out a pharmacy to see if anyone had turned up as a burn victim, as they had seen a burned man escape the scene of the crime after a fireball had been thrown in the alleyway. Upon finding which house it was, and it was the Garfield Manor, they kind of snuck their way in through the stables, I believe, bribing a child stable kid, possibly stealing shit from a horse too. I didn't quite check that far back. Or I think hiding their dagger of teleportation in a horse's saddlebag, if I remember correctly, and then making their way into the house, which seemed to be under attack by members of a gang, the Black Network, the Zentarum. And upon making their way in, killing a bunch of guards and sort of breaking their way into one of the rooms, they found the burned man assaulting the lord of the manor, Lord Orond Garfield. And I believe Heimdall, you had made your way stealthily into the main chamber where Lady Garfield, Yala Garfield, was in there with her bodyguard, kind of holding the fort and protecting their children. In this fray, the burned man was trying to kill the Lord of the Manor, possibly for some kind of grievance, and upon breaking into the room to save the Lord, you discovered a teleportation circle on the floor. Heimdall, you noticed this pretty quickly, that this portal ties this location to another, and this is based on very similar work that you've done in the past when it comes to teleportation magic. This is right up your alley. As you began to interrogate the burned man, who is in fear of you from the magic you've been casting, he rather than immediately give up the command word that would open the portal or let one use the portal, the teleportation portal, he'd pulled a vial out of his belt, using the distraction of a booming voice echoing through the walls of, "This is Barnabas Blastwind of the City Watch. We have you surrounded. Throw down your weapons and come out." Using that as a distraction, as you all kind of look around for the source of the sound, the burned man tried to pop the stopper on this vial, but Heimdall, you were quick to try and intervene. Now, I believe we're going to make a dexterity saving throw on your behalf, or you were going to do something else to kind of intercept and get this out of his hands.
Okay, yep. So I would probably do. I mean, could I use my perception to like see what's happening and act quickly?
I mean, you've already seen it. It was very obvious what he's doing. He's not doing it stealthily.
Can I use my Arcana to be like, to push it out of his hand?
Sure. Do you have Mage Hand?
I have. I mean, I am a mage, and
And you have hands.
have two hands.
So Mage Hand is obviously a spell that lets you manipulate objects as if with an invisible magic force. If you don't have Mage Hand, you're gonna have to come at me with a more clever solution.
Well, so I do have minor illusion.
Okay.
I can create an object.
Yes.
I'm just quickly reading it.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. I mean, could I create a minor illusion? What did he do? He tried to take the stopper off.
Yeah, he's got a vial in his hand, and he's essentially trying to pop the stopper off with his thumb to open it up.
Can I use minor illusion to like put the stopper back in?
You can make the illusion of a stopper, but he's holding the object, so I think his hand would go straight through that illusion.
All right, I'm just gonna knock it out. Knock it out with some.
I'll accept either a dexterity saving throw or a sleight of hand. If you're just gonna like try and bat it out of his hand, I will give you advantage though because he's afraid of you.
Cool. Would he be classed as an animal? Animal handling?
No,
All right.
no. It's a flying snake.
Figure out how to do these rolls. Here we go.
So dexterity ability. Yeah, do a dexterity ability check. Saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it's not good on his behalf.
With advantage.
Oh, just barely. You lash out with your hand and kind of bat it out of his hand. Now, it's probably pretty close, so I think you probably don't get a good grasp on it yourself, but you just knock it out of his hand, and the vial falls to the ground, breaks, and sort of the liquid seeps out on the floor, and he kind of groans and shies away from you, still held up in the fear of your magics.
All right. So, Barnaby,
Hmm.
do you have any use for this guy? Do you want to know anything from him?
I'm not gonna lie, Heimdall. Because I don't, narratively, because I was so badly wounded last time, I'm suffering some post-concussive symptoms, and I'm not really too sure of much that's going on. So I'm going to be led by you here, dude.
Okay. Has he got any? Can I frisk him to see if he's got any like health pots or anything of use?
Sure. So as you lean in to kind of frisk him and check his pockets, he kind of shies away from you. I think you find a small sort of like pistol crossbow in a sleeve. But you've disarmed him of his short sword, I believe. Yeah, he has a small pouch of coins. But no other weapons that you can find sort of patting him down.
Okay. Any health potions?
No health potions.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we've pretty much learned all we can. He was about to kill himself. He's probably not going to give up any more information. We should probably hand him into the
And what
authorities.
we've forced him to endure the pain of life now.
Mhm.
Mm.
So should we just hand him to the authorities, who are
Yeah.
outside?
Yeah, I'm all for being lawful. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we bind him or something? Or
Yeah, good idea. Put his hands together behind his back,
Yep.
and then we'll go and be like, "We found the culprit. Here he is. Take him."
Yep.
Maybe actually should we take it to let's take it to the Lord of the Manor, the lady, and see if she wants to do anything with him.
Yeah, good call.
Brownie points.
Good call, Lady Garfield.
Yeah.
Where is she? Do we know where she is?
Yeah, well, she was with her kids over like here.
Oh yeah.
We saw.
Okay. Do we
Cool. So
go
you
and see
bind,
if she's still...
you pull out some rope, bind him up, and then the Lord Garfield, who you kind of saved, who burst in and was being
he's a
threatened. Yeah, he's just like, oh, he's kind of wringing his hands a little bit. Oh well, yes, yeah, we should take him to my wife. She'll know what to do. She'll be able to sort this out, I'm sure. And look, your assistance in this matter was greatly appreciated. Perhaps though, yes. Well, we'll let my wife should handle this, and you sort of, I assume, drag him with you.
Yep. So drag this guy along with us to the lady.
In front of the door, you're stopped by one of the remaining house guards. Sort of littered in this floor are a number of bodies. Some of the Black Network, some of the house guards. There's sort of one guard remaining, still alive in this room. Also in this room, though, is one of Sprig's dryads, who's just kind of having a conversation with a plant that's up on the on the landing of the staircase.
I'm assuming the guy who's left alive saw us fighting alongside him.
Yeah. But he stops you and he's like, look, no disrespect, but who the hell are you guys?
None taken.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I was already in the club. I came out to get my friends.
I left my jacket in there.
I just gotta go get my mobile.
We said, look, we're the fancy lads. We are a team of traveling heroes, and we'd like to present this culprit to the lady of the manor, as per the request of her lord husband here, and just have a bit of a chat with her, debrief a bit about what's happened here. So we'll kindly make our way through. Thanks.
He says that's fine, but I can't let you in that room with those weapons. I'm going to need you to disarm. We've just already had one assault on our house today, and whilst you've helped us repel it, you are strangers here.
Yeah, cool. I say, mate, you've seen that we're magic. The weapons do literally nothing. So it's going to be more inconvenient for us to give them to. So, like, literally, without the weapons, we're just as powerful. So, yeah, we're going to just go ahead and walk through. Appreciate what you're trying to do. Yeah, you're trying to guard your queen, your lady. You failed miserably earlier, and you're trying to compensate now. That's cool. But it's too little, too late. So we're going to go in. We'll let her know that you did a real good job. Okay. How about we tell her that one bloke out there was the only one worth his merit. He was the only one who actually did his job.
Would you say this is persuasion or intimidation?
Yeah, persuasion. Because I'm not saying I'm going to do something to you. I'm just telling him, look, this is persuading him.
Yeah.
You want to check?
Yeah, I'd like a persuasion check, please.
A persuasion check. Oh, that's performance. Oh. Persuade.
He's thoroughly impressed. And seems to... So he sort of like eyes up you, eyes down Heimdall, eyes up Sprig, and the dryads, as I believe like another dryad steps out of the room as well, that you guys were in, and you've got obviously the burned man. He has a bit of a look, and then the Lord of the Manor comes out as well, and he seems to get his bearings and steps aside to let you pass. As
Wonderful.
You step over the bodies of his former co-workers.
Yeah. So we push in this guy.
Yeah. So let me re-describe this room, as it has been a while since we've talked about it. Cool. Ballroom, master bedroom. So you can see in this room there is obviously Lady Garfield and her well-dressed half-orc bodyguard Hrabaz. In this room, you can also see to your north a claw-footed bathtub sitting in that northwest alcove near a freestanding mirror and privacy screen. Hanging above the fireplace in the southeast corner is a shield that bears the Garfield coat of arms with a written in Abyssal underneath. For those of you that speak Abyssal, you can see underneath it reads there, "Would you like to make a deal?" And there's a tall mahogany wardrobe stuffed with expensive gowns and dress clothes standing next to a pair of open glass doors that lead out to the balcony. The Lady Lady Garfield, I should say, who she's wearing sort of like a nice evening dress, but over the top, she's thrown on like a breastplate, hastily, it looks like, and she's holding a small rapier, sort of like a fencing weapon, and she's standing in front of the door that sort of leads to the south. And she kind of sees you three walk in with Floxen, and then her husband kind of sidles in and goes to stand by her, and she kind of glares at him, and then sort of looks at you haughtily, and says, "And who am I speaking with? Who do I owe thanks for handling what my guards could not?"
We are the fanciest of all the lads. Barnaby, at your service. Beside me is my friend and confidant Heimdall, the horror of something else beginning with H. That's his actual title. It's not, we're not looking for a word that a town that begins with H. Is literally Heimdall, the horror of something beginning with H.
Heimdall,
and Sprig, who is in another room, but believe me, how he is fearsome. And here he comes. Here he comes now. We saw that your castle was being attacked. We heard the screams, and we couldn't let this injustice go without our intervention. So here we are at your service, and we've caught this.
But we were sent by the Black Staff.
Oh, were we? Yes, of course. Sorry, I'm suffering from a terrible, terrible headache. I got my ass handed to me, unfortunately.
Your house.
Not enough rest, you see. It's been quite the day. So yes, that's who we are, and this is the man responsible. He tried to take his life, but Heimdall the horror, he prevented him from doing so, as we thought that you would want to to question him, or potentially get some justice of your own.
She says, "That was very thoughtful of you," and she yells out to the guard out there. She yells out to the guard out at the front who's kind of still looking in. She says, "What's his name? He needs a name." Yes, cool. Elaric, can you please go out the front and see to the constables and perhaps give us some time. We will see to them shortly. And he runs off down the stairs. You hear him clanking down the stairs in his armor.
Say to her, real good guard, that one. Only one who didn't die.
Might want to keep him around.
She says, yes. Well, I mean, good help is hard to find. Now, you said you're the fanciest of lads. I believe I've heard of the fancy lads. I have a cousin in Falcrest who speaks of a certain group who's well known in the Nentir Vale.
Yes, our name and our accomplishments clearly precede us. We've travelled all over this realm. We've achieved things, that we won't bore you with the details of, but we have saved the realm on multiple occasions, as well as performed some smaller duties. I've recently taken an interest in automaton rights, hoping that's something that's going to be, we're going to be able to get that off the ground soon. We're not all about the big glory. We're also about the little man.
She raises an eyebrow at that, and you see like she's unbuckling the breastplate and sort of starting to take it off, but that you notice gives her a little bit of pause and says, "What do you mean automaton rights?"
Oh yes, well I had a moment of clarity when I realised that they are they're sentient, and we shouldn't just treat them as machines, as slaves. That's so inconsiderate. And they're sentient creatures. I'm not sure if you've ever played the game Detroit: Become Human. You probably haven't. I highly recommend it if you haven't met them. But that really helped me to identify them as being essentially another species. And I think it's important philosophically that we all consider them that way. There are ramifications and repercussions if we don't for our own morality and ethical code. That's what I mean.
Ah, I see. And she says, so, what do we owe you for this brave rescue, you adventurers from far away?
Stone of Galore.
The what?
The Stone of Galore, the smooth Stone of Galore, will be a handsome payment. The thing that you sent people to get.
No. I'm sorry. I mean, I have gems and we have coin. No stones.
Table talk. Did this guy not just say that he was attacking the villa because he was sent to get the stone by this chick? And he was unhappy that there was two parties sent for the same mission?
Yeah, I'll fulfill that because in your character's time this was moments ago, but for you, the player, it's been months. Pretty much that. So he was sent to go get the Stone of Galore. She sent him to go get it, and she also sent a second party to go get it. And the second party is what seemed to blow this guy up and a bunch of other people in the street too. So you're pretty sure she's lying.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't tell me you've never heard of the Stone of Galore. It seems very much like you've...
Have you actually, an interesting question at this point. Have you gagged the burnt man, or are you just tied him up? No.
Just tied him up.
Yeah, so it's at this point he's like, "You lying bitch." Yeah. And he starts yelling. It's like, she sent me to get it, and she betrayed us. She betrayed the Black Network. Like, and he just like spits on the ground in front of her. He says, the master will know of this already. You've made it a powerful enemy in this city, Garfield.
How does she respond?
She sort of picks up the rapier, and sort of moves to him, and starts saying like, "Oh, it's a pity. It's a pity that this man died attacking our house, and that you so bravely defended us. I think it would be a great tragedy, but I think quite a beneficial one." As she starts walking over with the rapier.
I pull out mine and hold it in front of his throat and say, "Milady, surely someone of your station would not be perturbed by the comments of someone such as himself." And
now, rapier's a piercing weapon, so I'm not sure what kind of like edge is on that blade. Oh no, 2-edged blade rapier. Yeah, okay, cool. It's not a great cutting weapon, but yeah, you can put it.
No, I wouldn't be using it for a steak. Definitely not. No, unless it's been sous vide. You know, in this case,
just falls right off the bone.
Exactly right. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on Lady Garfield. I'm just not sure. I'm reading it. I'm not sure if she knows that I am, like, if she's aware or not.
Gotcha.
You know, like charm person, they're aware if when the spell ends. But
you read the thoughts. You initially learn as an action you can shift your attention. Well, it does require verbal, somatic, and material components.
Sorry, it says here, either way, the target knows that you are probing into its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature can use its action to make an intelligence check.
Yeah. So so do you start casting a spell then?
No, I don't. But I do say to her, after I pull that out and say that lovely reassuring thing that, you know, you don't be perturbed by him. You know, we'll take care of this. But you know what he does say, does it have any merit? Surely for our deeds, and I almost lost my life defending your keep. You could reward us with information and gold. Definitely gold too, but firstly information.
Yeah. She says, well, and what, I mean, yeah, can we have you sign the fantasy version of an NDA? The police are outside, and we can tell you, I can tell you what I know. But I need your word that you will go along with our plan in terms of telling the police the story that we want them to hear. And
what story is that?
And the truth will stay between us.
We would feel more reassured to know what story that is first, because we also need to make sure that whatever we're saying corroborates with the stories that we've told police. So we would need to make sure that we're aware of that first. We've told them a lot of things. I attacked two random genasi in the street. You know, I mean, like, there's been a bit going on. See, I've shared something with you now. You know, we mutual vulnerability here. Let's see that reward. What's the story that you wanna tell?
And she looks at
How do
you
you want
like
to frame it?
she locks eyes with you and says, you're either with us in this story or against us because um, they've been called to a disturbance at a noble person's house. Our guards are dead, and perhaps the assailants are still here, holding us hostage. And killing a noble is a capital crime in Waterdeep.
Right. Do you think that it's a good idea to threaten the three people that just took out an entire army when you have one guard that you've sent down the stairs and you're surrounded by people who can easily destroy you? Does that seem like a good idea to you?
I'm betting on that as strong as you are, the whole might of the City Watch would come crashing down on you and hunt you to the ends of these lands. You would get no sleep in Waterdeep if you
Can
were
I
to
table
harm.
talk with Steve real quick here?
Perhaps, sure.
Steve, I really want to call the bluff and do something crazy here but it's our campaign and it sounds like that might have some repercussions. I'm going to check with you first. She's threatening us, man. Barnaby doesn't like to be threatened.
Yeah. It does sound very much like a threat. And
it's definitely a carrot and stick, right? Like hey, go along with our story and you'll be rewarded, but if you don't, then we'll say that you are here to rape and pillage us, making you out to be the bad guys.
Okay, so ramifications.
Mm-hmm.
Do they outweigh the benefits?
Well, no, it's more of a personal thing, I mean, so if we do this, getting the stone and accessing all that, it's going to be, pretty impacted, isn't it? I mean, if we follow the story, then it's going to lead us to that. So
I think we can have you got your notebook? Write down, come back and kill this bitch.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, back to the game.
And smile nicely.
Yeah.
So we've got one. Whenever we need to go through a portal to go home at some stage, we go unfinished business.
Yeah,
that's in the prologue chapter. You start just it's like the end of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, just a bunch of cuts of them going up and beating up kids who were like making fun of them on the internet.
Yes, oh, that's a fantastic scene, isn't it? Okay, all right. I say to her, you seem well versed in the art of threatening people, but I hope it doesn't come back to bite you. We'll go along with your story for now, and we will also discuss now what other tangible reward he'll provide to us.
Very well. The story that we will tell is that this man here broke into the house, assaulted us with his gang of miscreants, these assassins, and that you are in our employ as additional guards and heard the cry of alarm and came here to defend us. Now, it is going to be easier if he's dead.
Well, I'm not doing your dirty work anymore because personally you've been a bit of a bitch to me.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I won't
She,
stop you. I'll put my rapier away.
yeah, she just sort of waves a hand, and Hurabuz, the orc, like pulls a dagger out of his, um, out of his belt, and like just goes to shove it into the burned man's belly and kind of pull up. As he does, like the burned man yells at her. Or goes to yell at her, but all you hear as like sort of wind escapes him is "Shun will find you," and then he collapses on the floor.
Shun?
Mm-hmm.
What was the name?
You just heard "Shun will find you."
Shun. Okay.
Now, I'm just wondering,
Sure.
with your story, as far as I'm concerned, everything actually makes sense, except for the fact that we're in your employ. We were just passing by and we heard screams of terror.
Yeah.
And so we came in.
So you took it upon yourself to also break into someone's house.
No, we were let in the back by the stable guy.
She's just like, well, okay. He's clearly going to be fired. That's...
Oh, man. No, he really cares about his job. He does it really well. He's a nice dude.
I mean, we magicked him.
The end doesn't justify the means here. I can't be having stable boys letting unknown people into my property.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we give him a job?
Fine.
Yeah,
all
that's
right,
what I was
cool.
gonna say. I was just gonna
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Let him down easy. You know what? Let us tell him. It's fine.
Yeah. We got to go past the horse stall that anyway.
So she says, well, while we've got some time before the Alex says, way to throw him under the bus. While we've got some time before the constables arrive, I will tell you, we'd entered into a deal with the Black Network to get for them the Stone of Galore. Now I sent one of my own agents there to... I'd helped Floxen here to find the location, or find who had it. And I'd also sent an agent to keep an eye on him. Now my agent got a little bit rambunctious and used some sort of explosive incendiary device. Yeah, fireball.
Fireball amulet, which I produce.
She says, "Oh, and you've returned my property to me. Thank you."
I don't give it.
No. She says that my agent decided to take it into their own hands to obtain the stone, and we decided to cut out the Black Network. And thinking Floxen was dead, we originally thought he was dead until he turned up on our doorstep. When we tried to tend to his wounds and see how much he knew, and it turns out he suspected betrayal and had organized members of his gang to assault the place, and that's where you come in.
So why do you want the Stone of Galore?
She says, you know it can lead to 500,000 gold coins, right?
Dragons, yes. We are aware of that. Do you know what else is there? Apart from 500,000 dragons?
There's wealth and treasures of all kinds. The old open lord of Waterdeep extorted and got gold out of the local lands for miles around. He did it under the provision that he was going to give it to the horde, to the cult of the dragon, to spare these towns and these cities from being sacked. But as the story goes, some brave adventurers killed the cult, destroyed it, and so they didn't end up becoming a threat to the whole area. But he never returned the gold.
So all we want is a staff which belonged to a friend of ours, which has immeasurable sentimental value, and you can have the dragons. In fact, we'll help you find this place of hidden magish using the Stone of Galore. We just need that item.
Are you saying you want to make a deal?
Yes.
And she kind of smiles, a very recognizable smile. Barnaby, the hairs on your neck stick up. You in that smile, in that glint in her eye, you see something very familiar. You see the bone structure is familiar for sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. Isn't Garfield a cat?
He was
a warlock.
Yeah, warlock.
I'm thinking of the cat Garfield. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, cool.
Maybe he has some cat-like features. Who knows? Some days better than others.
Bearing in mind, we can go back to Garfield, the Deal's warlock, whenever we want. So we may actually be able to encourage the two Garfields to get together.
I think they're like related.
I think they are, considering they have the house shield on the wall that says "Make a deal."
So, are you going to make a deal with this one?
Well, yeah. So, bearing in mind that the deal is going to be us getting our staff. We're after a staff, right?
The Rod of Ruin. Yeah.
No. We've already got the Rod of Ruin, don't we?
No, we don't have the Rod of Ruin.
Is the Rod of Ruin really what we're after?
Yes, we're after the Rod of Ruin. I have a note here that it was buried in Gardmore Abbey, which is near Wintervale.
So the history of the Rod of Ruin is interesting, and let's go into it now. The Rod of Ruin was a sort of a magical artifact instilled with the power of Orcus, used by Kavakaros when he was sort of a king dude back in the day, thousands of years ago. And he used it with Orcus's power to sort of take over a bunch of lands. You guys know this from the first 3 campaigns I think we ran. He was imprisoned in the Pyramid of Shadows, the sort of extra-dimensional prison, and his rod was buried at Gardmore Abbey, which is somewhat near Winterhaven, where today Winterhaven is. Calarel the Vile uncovered it and then went into that keep, the basement of that keep, to open a portal to the Shadowfell using the rod. You guys killed him, took the rod, and it was in Barnaby's possession for a long, long time after that. At one point in the Barony of Thorund, sort of fast forward, you guys killed Paldemar in the 7-pillared hall, etc. You made your way down to Thorund. Barnaby got arrested, and his items taken off him, and the rest of the fancy lads smuggled him out of the city without the rod. Right. Then you made it to Fallcrest underneath the Pyramid of Shadows, and delivered to you was a box sealed with Barnaby's blood with the Rod of Ruin in it, plus a new leather armor set for Barnaby, that was sort of in that red and white motif. Barnaby took that rod with him into the Pyramid of Shadows, where it broke open, and so he merged spirits with Ronan, the Revenant of Ruin, the sort of spirit that lived inside the rod. Upon killing Kavakaros, and shattering the Pyramid of Shadows, the rod's spirit, now free from the rod being broken, was at rest. So you emerged from the Pyramid of Shadows without the rod. However, where did the rod come from that was delivered to you? In this timeline, it seems that the rod exists, or still existed, and was put in that vault. Either sent there by Tarnaby, or without people knowing what it was kind of sent off as one of the items sent to Lord Neverember, and sequestered away in that vault. And you guys need to obtain it to be able to repair the timeline and make sure it gets to where it needs to be. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's a very good, succinct history of the Rod of Realm. I love it. Cool. All right, so the rod is with the Stone of Galore, because that's what's in the vault.
No, the Stone of Galore will lead to the rod.
Stone of Galore will lead to the rod, which will lead to the dragons. Yep.
Because that's what the chick that I don't trust is after.
Maya. Mm.
She wants she wants the money. She says she says there's reported to be 500,000 gold in that vault. 500,000 gold coins.
Oh no, I'm talking about the chick who sent us back in time.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Mara. Yeah. So does Mara want the rod?
She wants you to get it.
Yeah, okay, and that's what we're back here for.
She sent you to help herself, and herself being she wants to find the vault in general. Young Mara wants to find the vault in general. You don't know. Okay. You don't really know why. Older Mara asked you to go do it to fix the timeline or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
So, yeah. All we really want is the rod.
Yep.
Okay.
And make a little money on the side.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we'll make some money. Everyone's going to profit. So
that's it. It's capitalism, baby.
Yeah.
All right. It's up to you if you want to make a deal.
Well, I want to know what the deal is. Yeah, I'm not going to just agree to a deal if I don't know what it is.
Yeah. She says, tell you what, we'll sort this thing out with the police.
Yep.
I will send you a messenger. I will tell you where I sent the stone. When you get the stone, when you find the vault, the gold is mine. And you are welcome to anything else that is in there.
Okay. Can we get that on some sort of blood contract?
Of course.
Can you?
We got vellum, we got ancient hide, we got blood, we got blue ink, we got black ink. What do you want? We got connector pens, we got that cool glitter stuff, glitter glue. She goes over to the wardrobe, opens up the opens up the chest at the sort of end of her bed. And she pulls out like a ledger, brings it over to the table, and starts writing it out.
Cool. As long as it checks out, there's no sneaky hidden ink.
No. Yeah, you want to give me an Arcana check?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So you definitely feel that this contract is somewhat magical. You're not necessarily sealing it with blood or anything like that, but she does sign it. And she sort of hands you the quill to sign as well. The wording of it is that you will be joined together in conspiracy to not reveal each other's secrets to authorities, and that she will that upon when able, she will provide you with the location that she sent the stone. If you are able to retrieve the stone and open the vault, you will see to it that she is able to receive or collect, or kind of there's some weird like lawyer kind of language in there around like all the different ways you could hand over 500,000 gold coins, or the gold therein upon which found in the vault, not subject to whatever, and then and all other items will be kept in the party of the one known as Fancy of Lads, incorporated in Nentir Vale, Keep of the Rising, House on the Hill, Keep on the Shadowfell, 3210, and so on.
Okay, so I would propose a amendment that we receive some sort of monetary reward, just in case there is no things of notable value except for gold inside. So to protect ourselves from coming up with diddly.
Yeah.
I'm writing this down, by the way. So far I have: we will be joined together in conspiracy to not reveal each other's secrets to authorities, and when able, Lady Garfield will provide the location of the stone. If we are able to obtain the stone, we being the Fancy Lads, and open the vault, we are to hand over the gold within the vault, and all other items will be kept by the Fancy Lads.
Yeah, so any metal of monetary value, like precious metals, right, gold, specifically like in brackets gold, to be delivered or rendered to the Garfield family, or the Garfield estates, and any other items that would be considered of value of any worth to be in the possession of Fancy Lads, if that kind of makes sense. And she doesn't. It doesn't see you're looking through this language. She doesn't seem to be trying to pull a fast one on you.
No, that's cool. Yeah. But like, we also want, we've got a business to run as well.
Yeah.
So we want, maybe.
So she says, okay, what? And she writes down that a down payment of 10. Well, she's like, I don't have that money.
So a down payment of 10,000, and then with the remainder of 40,000 to be paid once we get the stone open.
Oh, so like if there's nothing of value in there.
Well, no, we just want 50,000 gold because we've done all the work, and we just saved your ass from possible death.
She says, well, if you're but there could be unknowable non-metal treasures in there. 50,000 gold is quite a lot of gold.
Yeah, it's a lot less than 500,000. You want to do the maths real quick?
Well, I don't have any of that money now, so I can't pay you that now. But you want it on completion of finding the Correct. Thing. Okay. All right. So upon delivery of the gold to me and my estates, you will be able to keep 50,000.
Just bear with me for a second. How hard is it going to be to transport this stuff? Because we're not.
Probably incredibly hard. It's a lot of gold, like wagons. We're talking wagons.
Yeah. Okay.
We're talking like Smaug levels of gold.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. So, let me think. Is there any way? Oh wait. I have Rope Trick and Lemon's Tiny Hut. How much?
Lemon's Tiny Hut.
Cool. How much gold will fit in those things?
Well, we can't move Liam in this tiny hut.
Yeah, I know, but you can summon it whenever you want.
Yeah, but it's an immovable dome that just sits there.
It's stationary. It's static. What I'm thinking is you can teleport things, can't you? You can open up a teleporter.
Not that far.
Okay.
What about because it's obviously we're only three dudes. You expect us to get $500,000, $500,000 gold from one place to another. It's kind of a tall feat. So.
But you are well-renowned adventurers. Coming up with creative solutions is what you do.
We do. We are, great problem solvers. Are there any resources you can provide to us to move the gold?
She says, well, when you open the vault, assuming it is secure and safe, I can, you could summon or send word, and I could send some people in my employ to help move it, or to get it to our vaults, to our banks.
Okay, cool. I can do that. I can definitely get word to you pretty damn quick.
She nods and says, I'm sure you can, Master Gnome.
Cool. So
where shall I reach you with instructions?
We have a bar down in Troll Skull Alley.
I see. And that's how you got caught up in all of this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read back what I have here because we lost our notary, unfortunately. So contract between Heimdall and Lady Garfield. Heimdall and Lady Garfield will be joined together in conspiracy to not reveal each other's secrets to authorities. When able, Lady Garfield will provide the location of the stone of galore. We should specify that. Oh, wow. Okay.
She sends you one of those stones with a hole in it. It's just.
If the fancy lads are able to obtain the stone of galore and open the vault of Neverember, is it, Dan?
Yeah.
Neverember. Then any precious metals to the value of 500,000 gold dragons, the gold, found within the vault is to belong to the Garfield estate. Any other items of value within the vault is to be the property of the Fancy Lads. On delivery of the gold to the Garfield estate, the Fancy Lads will be paid by the Garfield estate the sum of 50,000 gold.
Yep, I think that sounds right.
It's in the chat.
Perfect.
That's it. It's done.
The conspiracy begins.
Let's do it.
I'm glad you wrote it down because I did and still do have the document written down that you signed with Garfield the Deals Warlock.
No, that was an important lesson, and I mean, it's only a mistake if you make it. Not a mistake if you only make it once. That's what they say. So,
I mean, he hasn't ever called to collect that favor.
No, yeah, they've been busy. Yeah, he knows that. He's respected that, I think. Yeah. Very good. Wonderful. Okay, well, we're going to probably go and have a nap. And you just reach out to us when you know of the location.
We will. And she says, Rabaz, please see these gentlemen out.
That's cool. We know the way, and we also need to go through the stables and grab what's his name? Your stable boy, who's now our stable boy, I suppose.
You can run the bar while we're not there.
Yeah.
Child labor. Child labor's okay, but mechanical labor, that's too far.
Yeah. I mean, chronologically, Nin's 30 years old. He's middle aged. That's just not fair. But yeah, we've got an inventory of stuff. We need HR. We're going to need HR soon.
Yeah. I think your HR carries a giant axe and doesn't wear any clothes, if I remember correctly.
We're sending him to some training. Okay, it's fine.
Ike, I have here written that Ike is the name of the stable boy.
Like, wonderful. Cool. All right. So we proceed downstairs, and I recall my dagger from the pouch of the horse that we put it in. Have a very brief and frank conversation with Ike and say, look, Ike, I'm going to be honest with you, mate. It's not working out between you and the Garfields, but we like what you've shown. You know, you've got gumption, you got moxie, and whatever it is. You know, we want it, so we're willing to offer you a job at our pub. The it was some clever name. What was the name of our pub?
Is it like Spig and Whistle or something?
Yeah.
No, who did we lose before Sprig came about? Who was it?
Han.
Han. Yeah, Hops and Han.
Hops and Han, yes. That's it. Well done. Jeez, you're clever.
I'll give you an inspiration. I'll give you an inspiration point for that, for remembering that, Steve.
Thank you.
So yes, we offer him the job of a lifetime at the Hops and Han. It's entry level at the moment, but as we grow, so will his position.
Yeah. So he says, is that okay? Can I say goodbye to the horses before we go?
No. Sure. Why not? Go on. Say your farewell. Do you want to bring any with you?
Harubaz is just like starts growling at you, like they're not his horses.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Can
so
you?
you-
I mean, I took a monitor and keyboard from my last job when I left. So I mean, you know, is there anything that you can take? Like
some tackle. He takes some salt licks. Just general horse things. One stirrup that he'd been working on. Yeah, as you make your way down though, the police have started, or constables have started coming into the building, and you're actually stopped just before you leave by one of the constables who asks for each of your names in case we need to contact you and get more questions. In case we have any questions, we just want to know the name of everyone who was here and what they were doing here.
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison, and where do you stay, Mr. Edison?
Just with the Garfields.
We can reach you here, can we?
Yep.
Okay. And you, sir?
Tesla, Nikola Tesla.
I'm going to need some deception checks out of you two.
That's fair.
Yeah. Can I use my inspiration?
You certainly can.
What does an inspiration do?
You get advantage.
Fuck all with that roll, mate. It does fuck all with that.
I get another roll then.
Yeah.
Deception.
She writes down Nikola Tesla, but you see her like write some more stuff underneath Thomas Edison. She's like, okay. And like you see her taking extra notes, and you try and you do that peek of like, oh, what are they writing? You try and read upside down. She seems to be writing some other notes. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't see shit. Yeah, it's like that thing where the police officer's taking notes, and you're like, please stop that, and then they keep writing. It's like if a journalist or a psychologist starts taking notes, you're like, what are you writing there, huh? Why are you writing down everything I say?
Okay, cool, sweet. We're off.
Yeah, and you're off. You make your way through the streets. You see that there's quite the commotion of. You notice about 20 constables around. You even look up in the sky and see 2 griffins circling, and riders on top of those griffins, kind of circling around the estate.
So I look at Barnaby and go, Do you want to have a quick beer before we go to bed? Back at the bar, Hops and Hahn?
Hops and Hahn? Yeah, look, I mean, I'm going to need to go to bed.
Yeah. I'm not
So,
gonna lie,
but
you look pretty shit.
I feel terrible. I feel just tremendously awful. So I will really need it. But I mean, I've never really said no to a beverage, and happy to do a bit of orientation for Ike here as well.
Yep. Well, I mean, how far is the Hops and Hahn from where we are?
Pretty far. Like it's kind of across the city, I think. Oh, actually, maybe it's not too far. I think you're still in like the northern district of the city.
Is there like an Uber that we can flag, a horse and cart that we can?
Yeah,
hail?
so you can hail a cart for 10 silver or something.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's jump on.
Yeah, it's just around the corner. You get taken down the high road, down in a little bit south in the North Ward. Seeing once you get out of the police cordon, you're able to call a cart. Yeah.
Beautiful. Onward.
Ike
home.
tries to have a conversation with the 4 horses that are pulling the cart. Takes a while to get in.
Damn, I'm not sure he's got the right skill match for what we're after. To be honest, we're after more of like a hospitable kind of manager. But all right, we'll see. Maybe they're transferable. Maybe we can work with that.
I mean, he's got to be good at cleaning. So we can just
Yeah.
like.
Is he? I mean, stables aren't the cleanest things, are they?
Oh, but they're constantly grooming and like.
So while we're opening up a salon, like, I mean, you can't be grooming customers.
I mean, the robot's not going to be very good at grooming. It's got no hair to work with.
That's true. Maybe we just avoid touching the customers for now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's see how he goes. If he stuffs up, we might be able to change his position or something.
Yep. All right. Okay, let's do it. We head home. And how's Nin been going at the
Yeah, good. He's actually been as you come in, you see he pops his head up from under the bar. You see that he's been under there, sort of tinkering with the pipes and sort of playing around with valves and the pull, like the taps. He's been getting in there with his little tool set, his little Allen key and wrenches and whatnot, and has been playing around with them.
Cool.
Has he done anything, or he's just fucking around with it? Like, I mean,
can we pour beer from the tap?
Yeah, so you go to one of the taps, and you pour the beer, and it comes out carbonated. Like he's obviously set up some kind of carbonation for one of these taps.
Going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he set up nitro cold brew coffee.
Yeah, nitro. That's it.
All right. You're able to eventually throw yourselves into beds, close up for the night. The area around the inn is obviously still, there's a lot of debris. There's still a watchman on each end of the alleyway for the next day or so, and you sort of see in the local broadsheets that the kids are out there peddling with their newspapers. Extra, read all about it. The Garfield Villa bloodbath. City Watch cracks down on Black Network. 2-for-1 special at Weird Bottle Wednesdays. And so on. What do you guys do during the sort of couple of days as you tidy up around the tavern and have a bit of free time for the first time in a while?
Have we long rested?
You have long rested.
Yes. Beautiful.
Oh wait, you just click something for a long rest, don't you?
You hit the long rest button. How are we doing, level wise and XP wise as well there, young Daniel?
Excellent question. I think we're probably just about at a point to level up between sessions, I think.
Woohoo!
We'll do that between sessions. I think. What level are you now? Level 8.
8.
Yeah,
8.
yeah. I think this is a good chapter, end of chapter kind of point. Got a little bit more for you to do, but yeah, you'll be able to level up for next session.
Wonderful. That sounds good. What are we doing in between? I guess, trying to. Oh, Barnaby's, pretty confident now after having made that deal. He's going to get the rod back and going to be out of this time. So his attachment to the bar, to the hops and harn, has kind of waned a bit.
Yeah, just as he's got it, like, kind of nice. He's like,
yeah. He doesn't really care. Like, he's doing it kind of half-assed. Like, people are coming in. He's like not really seating them right. They're like, oh, can we get some service over here? He's like, oh God, what do you want? Like the only meal that we have available is like pie, and that's all it's been for a couple of days. So Barnaby's just taking it real easy. He's thinking of all the things he's going to do when he gets back to the other timeline. He's thinking about the rod as well. I mean, that's staying with him. I think he's just going to be taking it real sleazy.
Yeah. How about you, Heimdall?
Okay, so I think I go around and to the Dryads and explain to them that my friend was possessed.
The Genasi?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And send some pies because we've got plenty of them, and some beers as a token of apology.
Yeah.
And then I have some beers at the Hops and Harn. I don't really work too hard. I just chat and drink beers, and I pull beers every now and then.
Yeah, just to keep your hand in, but really you're there to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dangerous. We really need Ike to be pulling his weight because between Heimdall and Barnaby, not much is getting done.
Oh, yeah. I'm also teaching Ike how to run the bar.
And what do you know about running a bar?
Mate, I'm an old person. I've been around lots of bars. I love a drink.
Fair enough.
And I mean, like, it's not hard. It's just, pull a beer, take some coin, and then stash that coin in our cellar.
Yeah.
How much coin have we built up? Barnaby's thinking about, how are we going to take all this coin back home?
Let's create a. Let me figure that out. I do have notes here for a downtime.
We also take. I would like to during the downtime put on some like drinking games that people have probably never heard of.
Yeah.
Because we're from the future, so we do like beer pong or like.
You're from the past. All your stuff is like golden oldies.
Oh really? We're from the past. We're in the future at the moment.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Oh, can we get like an almanac?
You go around to you go to the local because there's that alleyway bookshop up the road.
Yes. Yeah. Does he have an almanac there? I go on and check it out. Back to the Future taught me nothing.
Yeah. In fact, I think that was part of that deal you'd set up, right? Like he brings in a bunch of books to sell, to have like around the place, like art, to be sold. And one of the days you kind of ask for that almanac. And he brings you a ledger of some of there's not really a lot of intercity sports or anything. But there is like some newsworthy stories. Like in there is like it's almost like the almanac's more like a farmer's thing. It's like, on this day this was the weather and here was the weird portents and so on. But there's some news stuff in there that makes it in there as well, like Grognard the Brave, won in the gladiator arena on this, a mighty upset or whatever, that kind of stuff.
Okay. That is very useful. So what's the year that we're in at the moment, or should we just deal with that when we need to?
Yeah,
Let's just
probably
deal
do
with
that
that.
when
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to. I actually do have it kind of written down where somewhere. Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's great. Almanac from Future Waterdeep added.
All of my timeline stuff is based around Mara's age. Like you left when
Fair.
you left, Mara was probably like 10 or 12. You met a future version of her that was like in her late mid 30s, or like no, probably like in her 30s, and then now you're meeting her in her like 20s.
Yep.
So yeah, you're probably like 10 years in the future.
Very cool. All right. Well, we're going to need to go back and win some bets.
Although
there, Heimdall.
for Heimdall, it's like way, way, way in the future because he entered the Pyramid of Shadows years and years ago.
Poor dude.
Poor guy.
I mean, yeah, it's not so bad. As a traveler, I really like being in different times.
That's fair.
Smithy, Siege Workshop, Theatre. Aha, okay. So can you roll me a 1d4 plus 1?
Who?
Anyone.
We did the same thing.
Did.
Equals? Is it equals roll?
Slash R space.
Ooh, yours wins.
Yeah.
And his was first.
It was
yeah,
first.
it was.
Don't think it matters though, because we're just selecting something. It's like magical.
So you hear a lot of stuff, like, there's a lot of chatter in your tavern. You start really getting the mouths going. You learn that Davil Starsong has been arrested. Has been taken in for questioning.
Davil Starsong. I don't have his name anyway. Yeah.
Was that the person who we saved instead of the red-haired guy? There was like a swap at the very beginning.
No, that was Floon Blagmar.
Yeah. Okay.
And that no one's seen Yagra for a while.
Yeah, Ben's just saying random syllables.
What else? And can you also give me a roll 2d10, please?
Got it.
Hey, well done.
Cool. You get you sell about 40 gold worth of alcohol. You make a pretty good margin.
That's pretty good.
None of you are experienced with brewing, trained in brewer's supplies, I believe.
No.
No. And you feel that, you're sort of pillars of the community now. You effectively have advantage on all persuasion checks in your district.
Ooh, that's helpful.
Yeah.
You've already got fantastic persuasion.
Yeah, I do. I have +10 to persuasion. So, we can basically... This is a bad thing for me to have. Good thing I'm not a sex fiend. Otherwise this would just be...
On the fourth day, since the Garfield Villa thing, you Heimdall get a there's a sort of a knocking at your window one night, up on the second or possibly even third story.
Okay. I throw open the windows.
Yep, there is a flying snake there.
I put my hand out.
And it drops a sort of a note. It wraps around your arm and then kind of like drops off like a little. You're able to pull a little like wooden satchel or little wooden map case kind of thing, and you outroll a parchment, and it says, as written in common, it reads, "I would like to know more about what happened at Garfield Villa. If you can spare the time, meet me at Agheron's statue in the City of the Dead at high sun tomorrow. You'll be paid generously for your time and trouble."
Oh, he said the magic word.
And it's signed Istrid Horn.
So I walk over to the fire and just like throw it in the fire.
Okay.
There's Grawhan Villa. Is that where we were at the Garfield estate?
Oh, sorry. I've been calling it Garfield Villa because it's Garfield Villa. Garfield.
I don't think it's wise to involve another party at this point.
You're not curious?
No, because okay, so this whole I'm not too fussed about getting paid because making our basically traveling in time is like dying. You can't bring anything with you. I don't.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a red hot crack.
Okay, we probably will try and bring whatever we can, but actually, no, I'm not even gonna let the DM know what I'm thinking here.
That's fine.
All right. Hey, look, man, that's cool. You don't want to meet. You don't want to meet. I don't even know about this.
Yeah. Do you even tell Barnaby? No.
No, just throw it straight in the fire.
Cool. All right. Consider it deleted. The snake waits around. The flying snake wakes around a little bit to see if you've got anything for it, and then it steals a sultana off your bedside table and flies away.
What a prick.
Cool. And then there we go. Oh, no, not that one. So tick that off. Anything else you guys are doing during these last couple of days? Are you seeing any of the city sites? Going to take in a show?
I mean, we could go try and find the automaton that ran off. But I feel like we're just going to eventually get the location of the stone now.
Yeah, I mean, that's Nin's whole thing is that he beeps when we're near automatons. So,
No. He gave us an automaton finder.
Oh, he gave us an automaton finder that beeps. Right. Yeah. Look, we could. How about we just carry it around with us while we're doing things?
It has always been. It's on us at the moment.
Oh, great. Well then, I'm gonna go have a bit of an explore. Barnaby's getting a bit tired, just staying home, getting drunk. He's gonna go do a little bit of shopping, maybe see what the locals are up to, maybe try some local cuisine. Just have a day. Does Heimdall Sprig want to come along?
I'm down with it, but should we also use your awesome persuasion skills and now our newfound advantage to do some mischief, I suppose? I don't know.
Yeah, what do you have in mind?
Well, the guy who sells the books, is there anything there that maybe we would be of interest? Are there some special books of interest that he might have?
Probably.
That we may be able to peruse?
Yeah, if you want to go book shopping, that's what we're doing. We're having a treat yourself day. Let's do it, man. We just got 40 gold from our bar.
So you want to go to what was his name?
The dude with the list around the corner.
Bookworm's Treasure. Inside is Rithal, the dragonborn with he's got sort of gold scales. he sees when you come in. He sees you walk in, and he's like, "Oh, hello, hello, friends. Welcome to the Bookworm's treasure." Do you have a lisp like that? Is that her?
Yeah,
Sure.
similar. Yeah, yeah.
That's great. I think it's spot on.
Yeah. And he says, and my very learned friend. Oh, please, no food inside. I like to keep my books clean. If you could just finish that outside or throw it out. And I just can't have sticky hands around the books. Make sure you sign the QR code. And
Sanitize.
Sanitize, yeah.
1.5 meters distance.
Does he have a capacity limit on his front door? You know, say like 5 people can be in there at a time, or
yeah, but it actually says you can only have n+1 people inside, where n is to the value of how many days since the spell plague, and so on. So it's a bit of a weird.
Wow. Yeah, cool. No, I'm just happy he's compliant.
Yeah, okay. So just cutting straight to it, have you got any books that got some magical, like, that can teach you some magical spells?
Oh, absolutely. We've got spells. We've got all kinds of spell books. Sometimes we get spell books loaned to us, and I'll make out copies. Sometimes, in my travels, I've learnt spells that I've written down. I can allow you to copy a spell from our list here. Of course, there is a fee. And I can even scribe any of them as a scroll for you, but it is, I must say, a larger fee. And he sort of shows you a list of spells that he has. So, comprehend languages, detect magic, featherfall, find familiar, mage armor, magic missile, shield, and unseen servant. 25 gold per spell to copy it into your spellbook. Double that cost if you would like him to create a scroll of it.
What's the difference between a scroll and...
a scroll is anyone could cast the spell using the scroll.
Right. Okay.
Any spellcaster, I think. So you don't need to have learned or prepared the spell if it's in a scroll form.
Yeah.
Oh, so even if it's not in a spell slot, I could read the scroll and cast it?
I believe you still... I need to double check that. I think you still need to use a spell slot. It just doesn't need to be on your...
one of my spells, right.
Yeah, correct.
One of your active prepared spells.
Yeah.
So are they all the spells?
And if it's a spell that's actually, because it says if the spell is on your class's spell list but of a higher level than you can normally cast, you just have to make an ability check to do it. So I think that tells me that it doesn't cost a spell slot, but it still has to be a spell that would be in your class's spell list. If it's in your class spell list, you can read the scroll and cast it without providing any material components. Otherwise, the scroll is unintelligible.
And does the scroll disappear after being used, or does it?
Yeah,
it's okay, right, okay. It's a one-time thing.
They were all cantrips, weren't they? Or level 1 spells.
I mean,
he's posted it in Foundry, so.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cool.
So I think the second, so there's 5 tiers here, and I'm almost certain that it's level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, etc.
Yeah, I see that now. Yeah.
Yeah. So how much gold do you have between the two of you?
We got a bit, but I mean, I'm not. It's up to you, man. If you wanted to have spell. I'm good with spells at the moment. Like, yeah.
Modify memory.
That's 750. So to get a scroll of that would be 1500.
Yeah, I know, but or you could just get it prescribed into your spell book, which means you can then use it.
So Barnaby doesn't have a spell book. It would have to go into your spell book, which is still fine. Yeah, and then you could then turn it into a scroll at some point.
At any point, right? And just continue to put it into a scroll whenever you want.
Wait, you can do that? That's not. You can just make these scrolls.
They still cost to do.
I have calligraphy supplies and a forgery kit, and I am a. What am I? One of my things is like copying spells.
Yeah, right. Okay, we should remember that and do that.
So the fifth level spell here, 750 gold to like get it in your book, and then from there, it would cost to scribe. This can't be right. There's rules in Xanathar's Guide to Everything that says like a 5th level spell takes 4 weeks to scribe and costs 5,000 gold. That can't be right if this guy's offering it for a lot cheaper. Yeah. We'd work something out though that'd be cheaper than paying him to do it, right? Because you'd be able to do it yourself. It would still cost you something to like infuse it with magic and do all that kind of stuff.
So I am proficient with calligrapher's supplies and a forgery kit. When you make an ability check to use either, you can roll 1 intuition die and add the number rolled to the check.
Cool. Yeah. Goes to half the value of the permanent item. Yeah, well, I think you also, because you're a gnome, you're a scribe gnome specifically, I think you have some kind of weird advantage anyway with a bunch of that stuff. Right?
Yeah. So is there anything here that we like the idea of? Fly. What's fly do?
Fly lets you it's a 3rd level spell. You touch a willing creature, the target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. When the spell ends, the target falls if it is still aloft unless it can stop the fall. Casting it at 4th level lets you target an additional creature. And 5th level is just 2 additional creatures, etc. And it lasts for 10 minutes. Concentration spell.
So, and you can fly in any direction for 60 feet.
60 feet per movement action, correct.
And that's not on top of your normal?
No, but it is double your normal speed anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And non-detection?
Non-detection, let me see. 3rd level spell. It requires a pinch of diamond dust worth 25 gold sprinkled over the target, which the spell consumes. For 8 hours, you hide a target that you touch from divination magic. The target can be a willing creature or a place or an object no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. The target can't be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors.
Man, that could come in handy. Can I buy fly and non-detection?
Sure. So that's 400.
Actually, wait a second. Now we have persuasion.
I don't know if we're going to be able to persuade him to give us this stuff for free, man.
What about a 2-for-1?
Yeah, I mean, is Dan going to allow it, or?
I think you could probably get him to knock 10% off. Well, depending on how good your persuasion check is, I suppose.
All right, cool. Say to oh gosh, what was his name again? Rahul.
Rithal.
Damn it. Rahul. we've known each other for a little while now. How good has our relationship been? How many books have you sold at our place? It's we've been helping each other out. Let's continue that, man. We'd love to pick up a couple of spells from you. Reality is, it's not really costing you anything, but we're more than happy to pay for. We're not expecting you to give us things for free. But what about if you kind of knocked a bit off the price? For old time's sake, because we're such good friends.
I'm just trying to think what's my potential here in terms of how about this is going to be wild. How about we knock 2% off for every point above his you get on the roll. Does that sound cool?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So he's going to make just like a wisdom check, and you've got your advantage. Whoa! Shit, he might be paying
Two
you.
19s. I've rolled 2 19s. He did all right.
He did pretty good.
So 29 minus 17 is 12. So 24. Let's call it 25% off.
Beautiful.
So it was 450 times 0.75.
No. These are.
Oh, they're both 150 each, right? Sorry, 150 times 2, so 300 times 0.75. So he'll charge you 225 for both.
Beautiful.
I love that with your advantage, you just rolled 2 19s anyway.
Like, oh no, I feel like I've wasted a 19 roll now. Heimdall, do you have the funds on you? Do you need?
I do. How much is a platinum worth?
10 gold.
Yeah, 10 gold.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'll just take off some platinum. So 150 gold. No, what is it? 250?
225.
So I'll go
22. 22 and a half.
22.5. Okay. I'll just go 22 and 5 gold and then remove. Done.
Cool. It takes a while, and maybe you guys work together a little bit. But he lets you scribe into your spell book the spells non-detection and fly.
Very cool.
So, how do I add these?
Are you adding them in D&D Beyond couldn't be easier, or are you adding them in the other thing?
I'm adding them into D&D Beyond.
So you should be able to go in to manage spells.
Yep.
And does it let you add spells?
Manage. Yeah, but that just means that I've got the spell. Is that what I've just done?
Yeah. So it's in your spell book.
Yeah.
So in its current form, you would still need your spell slots to cast it, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. You have 3rd level spell slots.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Cool. All right, let's go explore a little bit more. Is there a like a general store around? We can have a look at some other equipment, things like that.
Yeah. So there's the there's the garden, like the sprig has been hanging out over the last couple of days, helping that elf tend their farm, their sort of greenhouse. If you remember, where is it here? Fala Le Falia. They operate it's like a herbalism shop. They do have some potions and things like that available as well. There are potion of animal friendship, potion of climbing, potion of greater healing, potion of healing, and potion of water breathing that they keep on hand.
How much do they go for? Are they all the same price, or they vary?
Greater healings are 250 gold.
Yeah.
Regular healings 50. Water breathing is 250. Climbing is 50, and animal friendship's 125.
What's animal friendship? Is it any animal, or is it just like
When you
Like
drink this
hostiles
potion,
as well.
you effectively cast Animal Friendship on yourself for an hour. Now, what does Animal Friendship do, you may ask? This spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. But if you or one of your companions harms the target, the spell ends. So it's effectively like a first level spell in a bottle.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Last
An 8 intelligence. I mean, like, so I'm just thinking when we like fought that crocodile, like, would this have worked on that? Would I have been able to use?
Yep. Yeah. One of the crocodiles would have become your friend.
Okay. All right. Look, that's probably worthwhile. We do, come across beasts, animals, things like that a bit. I wonder if Sprig actually has something like that, though.
Maybe. Let's have a look at his spells. He does have Charm Monster, Charm Person, Conjure Woodland Beings. That's about it from what I can see.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, look, go ahead and give us a potion of animal friendship.
Cool. That's 125 gold.
Amdo, you got this?
What? How much is it?
125.
Yes, probably.
Aren't you Mr. Moneybags?
No. Well, we just spent a lot on an automaton. How much is it?
Really?
100
Okay.
125?
Yep. All right. Done. So that's
Okay.
15 platinum. Done. Oh, wait.
Cool.
No, I just added it. 15.
I've put it in your... You'll need to add that in D&D Beyond, Barnaby.
Yep, got it.
Cool.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's good. All right. Cool. And let's go touch base with Callie Fellbranch, the artisan at the Chief Nail, the carpenter there.
Oh, yeah, the bent nail.
Mm.
Yeah, so Tally is in there, super excited to see you. He's wondering sort of how the chair's going. He's got a really good idea for he wants to do like a plaque that you guys could put up on the wall. Be really excited. He's really excited about it. He's working on some like really interesting, like he's like, oh, I've got this new project I'm working on. It's pretty exciting. I actually can't remember what his original attitude was like, but
Friendly. He made us
friendly.
chairs.
Yeah. He's like, oh, look, chairs game's pretty good. Been liking it. But I got this new thing. This people are really enjoying sort of the statues and the like conversation pieces. You know what I mean? And chairs aren't real conversation pieces. So what I've been working on, check this out. And he pulls away the curtain, and there's a beautifully carved from dark wood, super smooth, like seemingly varnished. It's sort of like a bust, but instead of a bust, it's just like 2 butt cheeks and legs. It's a butts bust.
That's great. That's good.
Just to let you know, we're still in Dan's game. That's right.
That's very good. I compliment
and he's like,
him.
huh? What do you think? Maybe you could put one of these up.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like it could potentially be used as armor. Protect the derriere, protect us from behind, maybe.
Oh no, it's solid. It's solid wood all the way through. It's like just a statue of a butt.
Just like a statue of a butt.
A wooden statue, like just cut off at like the waist and like the mid thigh, and just carved from wood.
Well, personally, I love it.
Yeah,
I do. I think it's your finest work yet. It's making me aroused staring at it. I need it. I need to have it. So yeah, if you're happy to part with it, we'll take this off your hands happily.
absolutely.
We'll put it in as a centerpiece.
I just want it to go to a good I just wanted to go to a good home.
Yep.
And I call it the Cleft.
Fantastic name. Yeah, no, this is going, front and center in the top of the bar. Personally, I think that there's going to be a lot more drinking going on because of this. I think that it's going to create a lot of conversation, a lot of new relationships. It's yeah, wow, thank you. So yeah, good on you. Good on you. Do you have any things that can help us on our quest? What else you got other than asses and chairs? You seem to have a very specific niche here.
yeah, that's all he's got. There are some weapons here, but they're clearly made of wood as well.
Okay.
There's a couple of wooden shields and practice weapons and stuff, but nothing.
Can I get a shield?
Sure. Yeah, you can get a wooden shield.
What's it like? What would it do? What's that going to do for me?
If you equip a shield, it gives you a +2 to AC.
Oh.
Obviously, you got to carry it around. It also means you can't cast spells that have a semantic component because your hands are full if you've got a weapon and a shield out.
Okay. Can I sheath the shield as like a bonus action?
I think it's an entire action. So to doff shield. I mean, you can just drop it on the ground, but then it's on the ground. So if you have to escape, you've left it behind. But it takes an action to don or doff a shield.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's it. How much for your shield, Tally?
He says, well, I maybe 10 gold, or I could give you this one. And he brings out another shield that's just got
have a butt on it.
Yes, yeah. He's like, and it's like 3D as well, like it's carved into the shield wood itself. He said, I didn't want to. I don't really want to sell this. I would hate for blades to nick and mar its perfect surface. And he runs a hand lovingly over the butt. As you can see, it's art. I call this Magna Cleft.
Magna Cleft. Wow. If I were to be the proud owner of Magna Cleft, I would take the utmost care whilst showing the realm your incredible art and promoting, derrieres, and reducing the stigma associated with having a fetish surrounding them, which I think will benefit everyone involved personally, but particularly yourself, Tally.
It'd be my pleasure to know that Magna Cleft is out there protecting you whilst also protecting us all, really.
Yes, wonderful. It sounds like we have a
single
deal.
A single tear comes down his face.
That's beautiful. Good stuff.
All right. On the 7th day of, so there's a little bit more going around, and we can do some more shopping perhaps between sessions. When you go to level up, but eventually you are an automaton arrives at the at the venue, and it kind of walks in, also saying nothing, just bursts open the doors, walks up to Nim, and slams a piece of paper down on the bar, which kind of Nim looks up at the other, the robot man. They look almost identical. And Nim runs over and grabs you, Barnaby, and brings you over.
Cool. Run over. Sorry, I'm just adding the shield into my items. Yeah. Cool. Wonderful. Yes. Nin, hello. What's going on, buddy? What's happening? What's cracking?
Nim
Do you like my shield?
Nim like looks at the shield, kind of looks back up at you, blank faced, as only a robot could, and points at and like slides the map, the piece of paper over to you. It's sort of folded up, and then he just like turns and just like goes and sits down at one of the tables.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry that I've offended you with my shield, Nin. I apologize. But this is exactly what we're trying to fight against. There's nothing wrong with having an infatuation with this particular part of the human body. It's quite normal. It's natural, Nin. And I think that potentially you are contributing to the stigma right now. So please either mature or I don't want to hear it. Okay.
Nim is silent, just staring seemingly into the distance.
Good. You think about what you're doing to this community with those behaviors and those actions.
Well, sorry, Nim's not like that. Nim's at the bar chilling. This new robot, I guess, is doing that because it pushed the map forward to you. Nim,
Okay,
I think,
right.
has been indoctrinated into it's okay. You know what I mean? Nim vibes it. Nim's down.
That's right. That's good. Thank you, Nin. I'm sorry. I thought we other
Thought we'd
robot.
gone backwards. Yeah, the other robot. So
What-
a new robot had come in. A new robot comes in. Looks exactly like Nim.
Right.
Comes in, puts a folded piece of paper on the table, and then slides it to you, and then goes and sits down.
All right. I open the piece of paper. What do I read?
You see this? It is a map
Wonderful.
of a portion of the city, and written by an X on the map is Grinda Garloth.
Cool. Rinda Garloth. All right. I show that to Heimdall.
Ah, yes. The docks. We've actually been there before to talk to some dwarves who pointed us in a direction that we haven't been yet, actually. But I don't know who Grinda Garlock is. Do we know who this came from?
That robot over there.
Okay, so I walk over to the robot. Did you come from the Black Staff?
It looks at you.
Okay. Did you come from whatever that chick's name is that we're waiting to give us a clue? Barnaby?
Which chick?
The chick that we're waiting to tell us where the Stone of Galore is?
Lady Garfield.
Yeah, that's right. Did you come from Lady Garfield?
It stands up at that name and sort of puts its hand to where its ears would be if it had ears, and kind of like leans forward as if waiting, like trying to hear you speak.
Did you come from Lady Garfield? I say in a loud voice.
It nods and seems to like get a piece of paper and write exactly what you said. It folds it up and then begins to start walking out of the place.
Wait, okay. Can we tell?
I yelled to Nin and say, Nin, can you tell him we need a do-over? And ask for Nin's help in communicating with this other robot.
Yeah. Nim kind of jogs out from behind the bar, turns the robot around. They seem to communicate somehow, possibly in sign language, and clicks and beeps and stuff. And then he sort of brings the robot back. And it's at this point you start playing like a weird version of charades with Nim and this robot.
Nice. Good.
What do you ask it?
Where did it come from? Who sent this message?
Nim seemingly makes some noises, and then the robot kind of listens, then opens like the piece of paper and points to the word Garfield.
Wonderful. Is where this X on the you put on the map where we will find the Stone of Galore?
Nim like leans. Oh, not Nim. The robot leans in to look at the X, looks up at you, and nods.
Is there anything? Are we to anticipate many dangers going there? Is there anything that can help us on this journey, on this venture?
It looks at you and then like looks at Nim, and then looks back at you and just shrugs.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. You probably weren't told that. All right. I'm pretty satisfied with that, Heimdall. Anything else you need to know?
No. Except
Cool.
for how long? Well, should we wait for Sprig to do the next kind of?
Yeah. I think so. Well, the next part will take place in the dock ward, as I assume, as you head to find out what Grinda, whatever means.
Gas lock.
Yeah.
Grinda,
Yeah.
Grinda Garlock.
Okay.
Cool.
Wonderful. Good.
All right. And yeah, between now and whenever we do next session, level up. I am available most of July, so we should try and get another session in sooner than super waiting, if we can.
Yeah.
I will be away for half of August. If borders open up, I'm going to be in Kalgoorlie for Diggers and Dealers. So if we can get a session in July, that'd be great.
Yes. Yeah, no, that would be good, ideally.
Get back into a good cadence.
Why don't we try for 2 weeks?
Sounds good.
2 weeks on the Wednesday. Wednesday's there.
Wednesday the 7th?
Oh, is it the 7th? No.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at... No, yeah, June, July. Yep.
Cool. All right, let's pencil that in. Hopefully we'll have a James.
Yeah. Dude didn't even say, nah, hey guys, I'm not going to make it. That's a bit...
He was just worried. He was probably worried you'd split the party and then have him murdered or something.
Maybe. Very cool. No, that was good. It was nice to get back into the swing of things and refamiliarize with the campaign, where we're at, what's going on, the city, and everything else. And yes, that was nice.
It was a bit of a just talky heavy, but you've got some supplies now. You've uncovered some mysteries, and I mean, you could practically taste the Stone of Galore.
I know, it's so close.
I'm so confident that we're going to get it in the next session and resolve everything seamlessly.
And they were never seen or heard from again. I mean, happily ever after.
That's it.
Cool.
At
Awesome.
some stage, I think... So I've still got that boat that can grow bigger. I need to figure out the passcode. I was sent towards... Maybe the Black Staff can help. Should ask then.
Yeah, it's kind of well. I mean, if you tell me between now and next session as well that like, because you had a couple of days, right? Like you had a couple of days dicking around.
Yeah, cool.
So if you tell me that like there was some other downtime stuff you wanted to do, I know Heimdall, you were kind of looking in libraries and whatnot before. Yeah, let me know that kind of stuff, and we'll work out some what's happened there.
Yeah, cool.
Love it. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Good to chat with you all again.
Yeah, lovely. My pleasure. Good to, lock down again, but we're back at it.